What's going on, everyone? So now that the Los Angeles Lakers have traded for Luka Doncic, the big question is, what next, right? What are the Lakers going to do now? Well, to me, there's two paths that they can go down. They can go the rebuild route and trade LeBron and get a rebuild package, trade him to the Warriors, and get like Kuminga and Moody and Andrew Wiggins and whatever young pieces that you can get, and try to build a new roster around Luka and usher a new era, right? Or the other side is LeBron and Luka want to ride this out together. They want to figure it out. I imagine LeBron and Luka are going to have a conversation, and I imagine LeBron and the front office are going to have a conversation. And I'm sure that they're going to figure things out. But one thing nothing's 100%, but pretty close to guarantee is more moves are coming. They have to come, right? Bare minimum, the Lakers have to get a center, because you don't have a center now that you trade Anthony. You needed a center with Anthony Davis. Now you need at least two centers, right? So you have to go get, a Miles Turner and a Day'Ron Sharpe at this point. So Lakers definitely need a center, and they definitely need a point of attack defensive guard. Austin Reeves, if you want to keep him, keep him. If you want to trade him, whatever. He cannot pair alongside Luka. The defense would be atrocious, right? And you don't have Anthony Davis to clean it up, right? You don't have you can't do something with, Luka Reeves and then have like Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis out there to kind of mask it and stuff. No, if you're going to keep Reeves is now your sixth man, right? Which is fine. If you want him to be your sixth man, fine, right? He's a guy that can score. You can have him and Luka on the court at times, sure. But you can't have them starting and playing 40 minutes together, right? It's just going to be terrible defensively, right? So they're going to have to figure that out. You need a point of attack guy, right? Hey, guess what? In my opinion, nothing's changed as to what the Lakers' needs were, right? They needed a point of attack guard and they needed a center. Guess what the Lakers still need? A point of attack guard and a center, right? Nothing has changed in that regard. Now, I think you need multiple centers. Right now, like I mentioned, I think you need a Miles Turner and like a Day'Ron Sharpe, right? Or, can you get a Walker Kessler and a Day'Ron Sharpe, right? Ideally, could you get two guys? Or if you trust Jamison, whatever. Chances are I don't know if they'll be able to get two. So the Lakers' dilemma now is you only have one first, one second. They have, 3 pick swaps now? So you're trying to turn guys like Rui, Gabe Vincent, right, so on and so forth. You're trying to turn them into a center and a point of attack guard, right? Bruce Brown, Lonzo Ball, whomever, right? I think you need a defensive center, right? Walker Kessler, Jakob Poeltl, Miles Turner, somebody like that. I think you need one of those type of deals. Otherwise, because, could you hit up Chicago and be like, Lonzo Ball and Nikola Vucevic? Makes a ton of sense, right? Give you some offense, give you some floor spacing, right? The problem is defensively. It doesn't give you the defense that you need and the rim protection that you need. Also, Lonzo Ball would make a ton of sense. If you could do like a Lonzo and a Jakob Poeltl or a Lonzo and a Miles Turner, right? If you could pull stuff like that off, then yes, that makes a ton of sense. That works great now, right? Because you get that point of attack guard, sizable guard that can play on ball, play off ball. When Luka goes to the bench or LeBron goes to the bench or whatever, you could have Lonzo on the court, right? I think that makes sense, right? Bruce Brown, Jakob Poeltl, right? That's what I think the Lakers need to focus on. My guess is the next trade, unless it is LeBron James, right? Unless LeBron goes, hey, you know what? I don't want to go through this rebuild, right? Then you need to trade him, or then you need to trade for those other pieces. And you trust that Luka, LeBron are your point guard and your 4. Dorian Finney-Smith needs to be your 3, right? If you had a healthy Vando, I think you could have a healthy Vando and then maybe get maybe you could argue getting like a Vucevic, so you have Vu, LeBron, and with Dorian Finney-Smith shooting. This is why I wish that they would have kept Max Christie, because Max Christie would have been perfect. Because you literally could have started, Luka, Max Christie, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and then get a defensive center. Miles Turner, perfect, right? If you could literally at that point, all you need is Miles Turner. Because you have your point guard at Luka, you'd have your 3-and-D, 2 guard and Max. You'd have your 3-and-D wing and Dorian Finney-Smith. You'd have LeBron James, and then you'd have Miles Turner. Perfect, right? Like, home run, knocked out of the park, in my opinion. And Lakers are straight. Lakers are set. Right? Let's go try to win some championships. Now you're just trying to see, can LeBron and Luka coexist? Can they figure it out? And the good thing is, like, you'd always be able to have one of them on the court at all times. So that's like the argument. Like, when LeBron goes to the bench, Luka can be on the court. When Luka goes to the bench, LeBron can be on the court. Start them both, and then you just scatter them the rest of the game. Right? So you always have that kind of engine guy for you, which can kind of keep the offense rolling, because that's a problem at times, right? LeBron goes to the bench, and then the offense gets stagnant. Right? Well, LeBron goes to the bench. Now Luka comes in, and Luka gets to run the show, right? So I do think that there is the potential for them to coexist and balance out, but obviously time will tell. We'll see. And we'll see if LeBron wants to stick around, if he wants to stay, or if he's like, you know what, get me out of here. You got, rebuild around Luka, send me to Golden State. Golden State's the only place I see him going. But if that's the case, then, that might change your approach, right? Because at that point, are you getting assets and going and getting Walker? Are you just going young, full rebuild? Because if you're going full rebuild, right, and you're just going to build around Luka, but is Luka okay with that? Is that something Luka's going to want? Is Luka going to want to spend a year or two trying to rebuild? Or is he going to be like, hey, I need another star? So then are you turning LeBron James into assets to go get another star, right? How is this working out, right? And you need a star that can fit alongside Luka, right? Because again, I don't know if you can just plug and play any star next to Luka, right? I mean, look, him and Kyrie went to the finals, but there were genuine concerns about those two coexisting. There were genuine concerns about, do these two actually really make sense, right? And, they were both, the Mavs were better when one was on the court as for the other, right? So it's just, if you're the Lakers and you do end up trading LeBron, I don't think a package for Kuminga and all these things are going to make perfect, right? I went from a team that I was just in the finals to a team that's now rebuilding, right? And now you got Luka in a year, get me out of here. And you're just you just traded Anthony Davis, and all you needed was, you were a Miles Turner and a Io away from winning a championship potentially. Right? You went from you're right there for a championship to now you lose everything, right? So Lakers have to approach this very carefully. But like I said, I would assume Rob Pelinka has a direction and path already, right? If this happened just on the fly, then I could see Rob Pelinka kind of scrambling, okay, well now what? But supposedly this has been being worked out for the last 2-3 days. So if that's the case, and he's had multiple days, I would hope that Rob Pelinka's at least done his due diligence in other areas to try to find out and figure out, okay, I need this. Okay, if we're going to trade AD, we already needed a center, so now we need another center. And, so now you definitely need a center, right? If the Lakers didn't think that they needed a center with Anthony Davis, they definitely need one now. Because zero shot Jackson Hayes can be your starting center, right? Again, for right now, sure, right? Between now and the trade deadline, because you do have a couple games. You have, 2 games? Sure, okay, fine. But come Thursday, right? That's it. Luckily, the Lakers have 2 days, right? Luckily, the Lakers still have time. Lakers can be patient. They can let things develop. They can let things kind of get themselves worked out. And Luka's not going to be back till at least the 8th. I would imagine that the Lakers are going to do their due diligence and are going to be very patient. So don't be shocked if he's not back by the 8th. So Lakers are going to be, Lakers have already had to figure stuff out without Anthony Davis. You're going to have to figure it out potentially for a while with only LeBron as your main star, unless LeBron ends up wanting out and being traded. So to me, I think the next steps are very simple. You go get a center and you go get a point of attack guard that can slot alongside a Luka, right? But that point of attack guard has to be able to shoot to some extent. They don't have to be, 50%, but can you get an Io? Can you get, Alonzo? Can you get, even Bruce Brown? I'm not against Bruce Brown. I know he doesn't shoot the lights out, but I do think he defensively would make a ton of sense. Dorian Finney-Smith, he can continue to shoot the way he's been shooting. You got two clear needs. You have a center and you have a point of attack guard that you have to get to pair alongside Luka, because I do not believe LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic can share the floor together for any significant amount of time, right? You either need to turn Reeves into assets and pull off a deal and get a more complementary piece alongside Luka, or he needs to go to the bench and be your sixth man, right? So then at that point, you have your backup, right? Plus, you always have LeBron and AD, or LeBron and Luka, but you also need to go get that other defensive point of attack guard, right? So to me, nothing's really changed as far as what the Lakers need. It's just, can they get it now? Because you have one fewer second and one fewer first. But also teams might realize, like, okay, well, we wanted 2 firsts. Now Lakers don't have 2 firsts, so we can only get 1. So that could change things. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Are you shocked about this? Are you not shocked about this? What do you think that the Lakers need to put alongside LeBron and Luka? Again, assuming LeBron doesn't request a trade. If LeBron does request a trade, then things could change. But if he doesn't, assuming that he stays and him and Luka work it out, then that's what you need, in my opinion. Got to get a 2 guard to pair alongside Luka that makes sense, and you got to get a center, right? Bruce Brown and a Miles Turner, Walker Kessler, and a Miles Turner and Bruce Brown, whatever, right? Or Alonzo, whatever. However you want to shape it up, you need to get a point of attack guard, and you need to get to center. Those are the 2 biggest needs. Center first, in my opinion, because you don't have one, right? Like, so you definitely need a center. Worst case, you can always start Vando and go Luka, Vando, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and then whatever center you have. But you have to get a center. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree? Kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.